All right, step one, you pick Rocket Raccoon.
Just say it. There's nothing I can't fix.
Okay, guys, I'm going to do a rapid fire guide on Rocket for you to save you time. I think people will appreciate that. I'm going to pack the most information into the shortest amount of time possible. So let's go. First, we're going to do stuff in the practice arena. So just get through this. This is important. You need this. And then later we'll do more of the fun stuff, kind of actual in-game experiences. Now, here's something I didn't actually realize until I was closer to Grandmaster than not. And it's so simple. You may have known this the first game you played, but listen to this. Do you hear the difference? It makes a noise for you. That noise, that high ping ding, that's you getting headshots, okay? Now, you need to know that Rocket does do more damage if you shoot them in the head. Notice the health bar, okay? Now here's the body. That was the same amount of shots. You're doing a significant amount more damage, okay? Okay, so note at up until 10 meters, you're going to be doing a lot of damage on Rocket, especially if you're landing all of your shots. I'm talking about a lot of damage, even compared to DPS heroes. So don't be afraid to take 1v1s. You're going to have to anyway in a lot of pinches, right? If you're getting like flanked. Land your shots, you're going to kill them. Even if you're shooting the body, sorry, I had to reload there. Even if you're shooting the body, you're going to be killing them pretty fast, okay? If you're shooting in the head, or even you're just getting a couple in the head like that, look how fast you're killing a squishy target, okay? Now you're going to be doing less damage the further back you go. Notice how much slower that is, okay? Of course, if you hit him in the head, it goes faster, okay? Pretty simple. There is a fall-off damage. About 10 meters is where it starts to fall off. And the further back you go, the less damage it does. By the way, just to give myself a little bit of credit here, I want you guys to know that I am a Grandmaster player. I have a Grandmaster rank, and I used Rocket. He was one of my main 3 heroes. I'd say I used him maybe in half of my games, honestly. So I have a lot of experience on Rocket, and I'm happy to share this information with you guys. Now, something to pay attention to is Rocket's. Look at his bullets. See how they waver a bit? So it's obviously going to be a little bit harder to hit things at longer range because the bullets kind of go side to side a bit. Not always, but there are periods of time in his firing when they do go side to side. And I wanted to point out that they do waver even if you're burst firing, okay? It's not like Counter-Strike or something where if you burst fire, it's always going to be more consistent. You're going to see there is still times when it'll waver. You're going to miss some of the shots at long range. Just something to keep in mind. Obviously, you're going to hit more shots at close range with this gun. But you'll notice, you'll notice that even at this range, you can, I had to reload. Even at this range, you can still do pretty good amount of damage if you land your shots. If you catch someone out who's stationary, maybe a sniper who's sniping, not paying attention, you get some headshots. You can do a significant amount of damage. You can at least push them off a perch if they're like harassing your team. Say an Iron Man is just having free reign on your team and no one else is dealing with it. Well, just shoot a clip, half your clip up there. You may not get the kill, but at least you'll push him back, okay? You'll put him in check. Okay, now his B.R.B. That's his revive system here. You may not know that if you need to move it because your team moves, and it can only revive somebody if it has a pretty big radius that it will revive somebody. But if you get really far away, you're going to need to reposition it. And if it's still there, all you got to do is just press the button again. You'll see that it goes back on cooldown just 5 seconds, not very long, guys. And then as soon as it's back up, you can just replace it, okay? Okay, if you didn't know, his armor packs give you, oh shoot, is it 25? Yeah, I think 25 armor, okay? This also works on your allies. They can pick up those armors and use them. A little bit makes a difference. It's not a lot, but it does make a difference if your whole team has it and you're doing like an all-in. And your jetpacks, which are the blue ones, gives you or any of your allies a really significant jetpack jump. So let's look what it looks like on Rocket. See how high that goes? And on Rocket, of course, you have the option of floating back down, you know, which I highly recommend. We'll talk about that in a second. So you essentially have, or can have, 3 jetpacks. So you have 2 built into your kit, plus if you get a 3rd from your B.R.B, that's 1, 2, 3. Look at this. Look at this. If you're up here, like, you can use this to challenge Iron Men or Storms, whatever flying enemy if you need to. You can literally get this, jump up in the sky, dash up, say they don't even see you. You're all of a sudden you're just right next to them, and you saw how much damage you do earlier. You can delete a flying unit. And it's highly recommend this. Use this. It's so much fun. When your team sees this, they're gonna freak out and be like, give you that thumbs up at the end of the game. Okay, so really quickly, I'm gonna reiterate how important this triple jump is and how useful it can be. So you can jump, you can double dash. If someone's chasing you, you can climb on the wall in combination. This is a bad wall, but you know what I mean. You can climb on the wall. Remember, you run on walls faster than you walk at normal speed on the ground, okay? It's very fast. So you're very, very hard to catch. If you do all this properly, you should basically never die in a match if you don't make any mistakes, okay? So you can dash up to kill people, or you can dash up and then wall jump. I highly recommend also dashing to a wall to go into a wall climb. You know, you can use it to get around a corner. Look, you can use, like, this thing right here is now protecting me from someone over there, okay? Use your imagination. There's all different types of way to use this. I'm sure you can figure that out. Okay, now this is a hidden technology that most rockets don't know about this, even very experienced rockets. So pay attention. This is the normal distance that you dash with one dash, right? I'll dash back to the same place. You can see just like from here to there, right? But most people don't know, if you're running on a wall, the distance that you dash is much further. So let's see. Do you see that? So I'll dash back. You can see it's like it basically doubles. So I'll show you again. You're running on a wall. Okay. So of course, if you're running on a wall, you can dash and then dash your second dash, and you're very far from whatever was chasing you, or you're closer to whatever you want to chase down. Say you're trying to get in range to heal somebody, or you're trying to chase down a kill. You have some of the best mobility in the game. Utilize this. Okay, if you guys are enjoying this and want to check out my Hulk guide, you can check out that as well. I spent a lot of time on that guide as well. It is right here. Here's a link, and let's move on. All right, real quick, I want to show you the spread pattern of his gun. So I'm not moving my mouse, okay? It's gonna fire. So you can see that's about the spread. Oh, it's gone now, but you saw it, right? There is a decent little spread pattern there. All right, this is my favorite skin of his. It makes him look like a little cowboy. It doesn't do more damage, but you can get it if you'd like. All right, let's use his ult here. You press the ult button, and then you can decide where to press it. It's pretty forgiving. You know, you can put it really far away, and you'll see that it will.
This is real firepower.
You'll see that it will link all the way to this guy, but not this guy. You can see the diagram around the radius around the ult. It's pretty far. I'd say it's about 25 meters. And it gives your whole team 40% increased damage, which is a lot, by the way. Learn to combo your ults with your team's abilities. Say a very popular one right now is using the Rocket ult and then Namor's ult, which is his big fish that dives. And with the 40% boost, Namor's fish will take out most targets, any squishy, of course, in one shot. So other things you can consider comboing it with is like Iron Man's ult, Magneto's ult, pretty much anything that does damage. 40% increase is a lot. You can use Rocket's ult to kill targets that are in a AoE heal ult, such as Luna Snow's ult, Cloak and Dagger's ult, Invisible Woman's ult, right? Usually you just give up and you just wait those out before you can kill a target in there, but with good coordination and communication and Rocket's ult, you can actually kill targets who think they're safe in those ults because of his increased damage. Okay, so the last thing is his healing ability, which bounces off walls. Okay, see how I'm healing this guy on the left by bouncing off the wall. You know,
Those guys are about to
you can heal them like this. Okay, it's a pretty forgiving distance. I'd say it's about 5 meters. Look at that. Yeah, it's about 5 meters. I mean, you basically can't miss, right? And you'll notice the orbs will slow down as they pass through low health allies, including yourself. So, you know, they go fast until they get to an ally, and then it'll slow down and keep them healthy. Look at one orb, look at this guy. One orb, if he didn't keep taking damage, it would have healed that entire half of his health bar. See? So you can actually shoot 1, 2. Let's show you again. 1, 2. You're healing 2 enemies at the same time. I'm sorry, 2 allies. And the same goes for, you know, you can do that with 3 targets. So you can shoot 1, 2, 3, and you're healing 3 allies at the same time. Or you can shoot them like this, and that one orb will move through both of these and heal both of them, okay? Or however many allies you have there. Okay, don't forget to take advantage of the fact that his orbs bounce. So if you're coming back from spawn, say you just died and you can still be useful. You know, you're coming back to the fight. Oh no, my allies are dying, you know, you just spam it. Even if you're not sure if it's gonna hit, just spam it anyways, because a lot of times it'll bounce twice around walls and you will save a teammate who otherwise would have died, and this obviously is very, very important, you know? Okay. Now, in our game examples, we're going to talk about the 2 different ways to play Rocket, and then there's, you know, it's basically a spectrum. On one end, you can be just a no damage Rocket and just only heal, not even shoot, you know, just heal the entire time and still be a very, very useful Rocket. In fact, a lot of Rockets literally just play this way. Just to make it simple, they'll only worry about healing. That way they don't have to worry about shooting things. Lots of Rockets play this way. In fact, you can see in one of my videos, there is a player called No Damage Rocket, and he literally does this on purpose just to see how high he could get. He takes the pacifist route, and he only shoots health. He only heals his allies. He never fires at enemies ever once, and he is in Celestial rank right now, okay? So Rocket is a very strong hero. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. And, you know, he's not the most complicated to play.
You're welcome.
Now, the other end of the spectrum would be if you're not really worrying about healing, say you're playing on a comp that has 2 other healers on your team, so your team has 3 healers, and you don't have to worry about healing so much, then you know, the other end of the spectrum would be kind of what I'd call a battle Rocket, where you get to focus more on doing damage because the healing is covered. The other situation that you can do this in is if you have a Luna Snow on your team that's ulting and everyone's healthy inside that ult. Well, there's no point healing an already healthy, completely safe ally. So you should actually be using your gun, getting damage out. Once again, Rocket does a lot of damage, so you got to be utilizing this, okay?
I'm a blunt instrument. That's how I like it.
Okay, so here I'm showing you just how powerful Rocket's team-up ability is with the Punisher and or Bucky. This is normally how he fires, and he runs out of ammo, right? If I'm outside of his team-up ability, you know, he has ammo he runs out of, 30 bullets, and he shoots about that fast. But if I'm inside Rocket's team-up ability, have infinite ammo, and it shoots faster, okay? Do you see how strong that is? This is essentially the same as having a Star-Lord ult. That's just constant. Star-Lord's ult goes in bursts, right? Very, very strong. Any Punisher you have on your team is going to be super, super stoked to have a Rocket on their team. That's you, helping them out. And, you know, you can see that Bucky does the same thing. Shoots faster and has infinite ammo. Okay? Very, 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 very strong team ability.
Some of my best friends are crooks and villains.
All right, so one thing you'll notice is some Rockets will do this in the beginning of the lobbies. They'll put their B.R.B. while this 30-second timer is counting down so that everyone can get
What's a raccoon?
some of these packs. There's nothing wrong with this, especially since you can just re-grab this. You can press E again and respawn it later once the match starts. You just don't want to leave it there because it'll be too far from the battle to revive somebody. Okay, guys, I just wanted to talk about,
Guys are about to shoot
are we
at
recording?
us.
Okay, yeah. Just wanted to talk one last thing about his B.R.B, okay? When do you want to spawn his B.R.B, which is his revive? You want to use it in the right circumstances, and there's no point reviving somebody on your team if your whole team is about to get wiped. If you can tell that you're gonna lose a team fight, don't waste this ability because, again, there's no point reviving one of your allies just for them to come back out and die immediately. Okay, because there's such a long cooldown to have this ability again. So in that say you just died, right? And you're coming back to the team fight and you can only see 2 of your teammates left on the battlefield and they're just getting obliterated. Don't use this yet, okay? Wait for them to die, or at least hopefully maybe they'd retreat and pull back. And then once everyone's respawned and you are kind of back together as a whole, then put it somewhere safe, and that's how you're going to get the most value out of it. This is the most powerful thing, one of the most powerful abilities in the game, hands down, but you just got to make sure you use it correctly. Okay, so notice this scoreboard here. Notice that everyone else in the lobby has died multiple times, some of them 10 times, even people on my team 6 times. And I have died 0 times, okay? This is common, you know, or maybe I'll die 1 time. This is a very common thing on Rocket, and this is how you want to be really getting his full value because of his high mobility. You really don't have any excuses for not having very few deaths. And when you have very few deaths, that's going to be carrying your team. That's more time that you're alive to heal, obviously. That's more time you're alive to put pressure on the enemy team and do damage and revive people. Let's see how this game actually plays out. This is High Diamond, so there are bans. You'll see that we ban... This is not important, honestly, but let's just see. There's a Bucky ban. There's a Cloak and Dagger ban. There's a Moon Knight ban and a Storm ban. The Storm ban's pretty common. These other 3 are not. Cloak and Dagger is actually pretty common. If we know that our team does not have a Cloak and Dagger player, then a lot of times teams will just ban out the healer that we're not going to use. That way you don't have to deal with that AoE ult. But yeah, let's get into it here. Oh, one little note right here. You can see me. Let's see if I do it. Let's see if I do it. You can see me running in circles on the wall like this, okay? I highly recommend that you practice doing this. You want to be able to do this. Running in all different patterns, figure 8s, circles in both directions, just so you know how to run on walls when the time comes up for you to escape, because the mechanics of running on walls is pretty strange and it takes a while to get used to, but it's very important. I highly recommend you to spend a couple minutes in the practice arena learning how to run on walls. Also, there's a setting for Rocket Raccoon specifically in the hero settings. Let me just show you real quick. Where is it? Okay, I can't change right now because I'm in a replay, but if you go to all heroes here and click on Rocket Raccoon, you can change how he runs on the wall and how your controls, how your movement is different when he runs on the wall. Changing those settings may or may not help you run on walls easier, okay? Okay, so we're starting off on attack here. I'm just trying to keep my team alive. Honestly, I could be playing a little further back. I am putting myself in a little bit of needless danger. I think I did have line of sights on those low allies. But if you also want to be within that 10-meter range to do the most damage from your gun, then you do have to be a little bit closer. Well, notice as soon as he puts out his shield, I just stop shooting at him. That way I'm not hurting myself or my team, since the bullets ricochet off his shield. Oh, this Black Panther. I remember this game. This guy was so hard to shoot. He literally just danced around and all of our team for like ever. And we could not get the kill on him. So what he's doing is he's just wasting our time. He's stopping the cart from moving, because if you didn't know, as long as he's within the cart's radius, our cart will not move, and that is helping their team, because we obviously need our cart to move in order to win the game. But, you know, it costs him his life, so it's kind of a give or take there. It's like, is it worth it?
This is real firepower!
Assemble!
You get away with it, you get away with it, you get away with it.
I am ready to put on a show!
Yeah, you can see that I'm just making sure I don't die by using my dashes. And I'm shooting heals at my allies to heal them, okay? Very simple stuff. He is not a complicated hero a lot of the times. Very simple. But this is all it takes, you know? This is all it takes. If you want to rise in ranks, you can just do this. This very simple gameplay on Rocket. Just basically, number one, staying safe, and number two, shooting your heal. And that is enough to get you easily to gold. Okay, guys? Easily. Like I said, I have a friend who is Celestial rank. That's one rank above Grandmaster, and he just plays Rocket. He only plays Rocket, and he only uses heal. He doesn't even shoot his damaging gun at all. You can look him up. His name is No Damage Rocket. Looks like this. You can search that. But yep. Pop my ult. See, I'm getting chased down. I'm dashing odd angles to get away from them. Eventually, they have to just stop chasing you because they know they're not going to catch you. And you can see I do, when I can, I'm going to do damage. A lot of times, like I said, it's just, all you need to do is like 1/10 of their health bar, and that will secure a kill. Whereas maybe if I didn't get that just little bit of damage out, they might have gotten away and survived and just healed up, okay? So sometimes it's just a couple shots. It makes the difference between them surviving or dying and then ultimately winning you the team fight. So keep in mind, whenever you can, you want to be doing a little bit of damage. So I hear the audio cue from Thor.
To put on a show.
He's very easy to dodge on Rocket, since he takes so long for his ult to wind up. Namor, also pretty easy to dodge as long as you have one of your charges. And that reminds me, you want to have your charges, you want to at least have one of your charges just sitting there ready to use in case you need to use it for situations just like that. If you don't have any charges on your dash, then just play safer. Position yourself in a more safe place until one of them pops back up, which is, you know, only like 6 seconds or something like that. It's not too bad.
What a difference.
Okay, I just dash away, use the wall. Again, get used to using the walls. Honestly, one of the harder things to do with Rocket is getting used to using his wall crawl, just because it's such an awkward kind of movement. It's not like anything else as far as movement goes. It's not like walking or running or anything like that. The wall crawl is pretty awkward at first. Like I said, look in those settings and see if those help you at all. And also just practice running on the wall so you get used to it.
There's still a chance to stop them.
And remember what I said earlier, you know, when you're in a wall crawl and you used your jetpack dash, it goes like twice as far as it does. It goes twice as far than if you were to just be standing on the ground.
You're welcome.
So I still have not died. I've been here the entire time, able to heal my team, and you can see how close some of these fights have been. Mark my words, if I have died at certain points during this game, we would not be here as far on the map. Like, we would have lost team fights for sure. I wouldn't have not have been there to heal. We would have, you know, lost one teammate then another. We would have snowballed, like reverse snowballed team fights, and potentially would have lost the game.
Only 60 seconds left.
Because you can see we only have 60 seconds left, right? And we're not even to the end of the map. So a lot of times it requires you to not die. Unless your whole team is like carrying you and playing perfectly. You have to have the mindset that you're going to carry them, right? So if I had died once or twice in this game earlier, we probably would have lost this round. Like 100%.
Down to 30 seconds.
That's better. Bring on the chaos. I'll patch you up.
Hits the ground. I am ready to put on a show.
Hey, here you see that our Luna ulted and is healing the entire team, so I don't have to worry about healing for a couple seconds here, and it allows me to shoot my damaging gun,
Keep fighting until we have
even just for a little bit.
As usual, Namor only grossed me out.
You should also kind of put yourself in charge of killing things like Namor's little squids. You can kill those very easily with your gun since they're stationary, and that will help your team just not have to worry about things like that.
Watch me go.
Beholds the god of thunder!
Another inch. Or else.
I'm Flarkin helpful.
Nice, okay. I think that was a pretty good example of just how to stay alive as Rocket and just keep healing and do damage when you can, okay? It's pretty much that simple. This hero is not that complicated. A lot of it just comes down to learning how to deal with different heroes when they dive on you, you know, what patterns work the best, what keeps you alive with the highest statistics, like what statistically will keep you alive the best. And learning to listen for enemy ults audio cues, such as Thor, such as enemy Storm or Moon Knights, you want to be able to just dash away instantly, okay? And that's pretty much it. I'm not even going to watch the second half. But you can remember, I died 0 times. I'm the only person in the game not to die, okay? You should be doing this a lot. Aim to do this. So, okay, so this is a Diamond 2 or something like that match of mine in competitive, and I wanted to explain my thinking why I switched to Rocket in the second half. In the first half, I played Invisible Woman when we were attacking, but on defensive, you have to take into consideration that if one of your allies dies, they have to run like 3 times as far to get back to this first point than your enemies do who are attacking if one of them dies. So I like to think that Rocket's revive is just that much more useful in these situations where you really want to hold this point, and if one of your allies do die, you can just have them right there immediately and they don't have to run for like 30 seconds to get back to the fight, right? So that's why I had switched to Rocket here.
My creation. You're ready for action. I am strengthened for
So the enemy TPs up on the second floor, and I'm just staying safe underneath here, just healing. Nothing crazy. Anyone can do this, right? I'm just healing.
the foul beasts died as traitors to my kingdom.
Nothing crazy.
Someone scratch my back.
I'll get you next time. Glad to
Nothing crazy.
I'm counting on you, friends.
Okay, so the enemies have respawned and they're coming back towards the point. You'll notice I shot a couple shots off towards them just to put a little bit of pressure on them, let them know we're alive, and also if you can get just a couple percentage points towards your ult, that's always good. I popped the ult right as the team fight's about to break out, right as they just start to arrive, and then my teammates are taking a lot of damage, so I have to focus on healing. I don't really get the luxury of shooting damage here.
I'll patch you up. Team play.
Fire mode.
You know, not necessarily rocket science here, just healing my low health allies.
You're ready for action.
Even better than my power.
And you guys, it may seem like, you know, I'm not really doing much in this round as far as like crazy mechanics goes or crazy plays, and I'm honestly not, you know. A lot of times, maybe half of your games are just going to be this simple. You're just healing, you're just shooting your heal and healing your allies, and that's the way it goes. That's why Rocket is a very good hero for maybe newer players or people who just don't want to worry about the crazy mechanics of playing Spider-Man. You can get away with getting to high elos just by simply doing this.
Someone scratch my back.
Co-op time. Only 60 seconds left. Us against the world.
Dash away from the shark ult. Now, I've had the luxury of just being able to be back here. No one's really pressured me except for the shark ult and a couple of pot shots people have taken at me, but otherwise it's been pretty simple. Obviously, I'm just going to pop my ult right here. It's going to have huge value as everyone's still in this giant fight, and this is a critical fight.
Such a pity to harm
is a nice spot.
And just like that. That's how easy Rocket can be to play.
0, 2, 2.
Yeah.
Another epic friends, gather around.
Okay, so obviously you understand the idea of just being an all-healing Rocket, right? That's the easy part. You just click heal, and you stay back. You want to keep your tank, typically you want to keep your tank between you and the enemies. Your allies between you and the enemies, because your heal goes forever. So you don't have to be super close to them to heal them, such as like Invisible Woman. You want to keep a good line of sight on your allies. Okay, so let's work on doing damage here. First, you want to keep yourself healthy and your you want to keep yourself healthy and your allies, obviously. But when they're healthy and you have nothing else to do with your healing gun, you may as well be useful and do some damage, right? You can also, if you really need to save somebody, you can. It'll make a big difference for you to rocket up. Oh shoot! In this situation, I'm just gonna spam heal. Hope I get out. Okay. Yeah, I couldn't get out. You can fire when you're in Groot's ult, so you might as well be using your healing gun. Hopefully you can save your team in that situation. But you can see, you know, in a perfect world, I would have realized that Groot had his ult, and I would have kept my distance. Anytime you bunch up with your allies, you're just asking to get ulted like that. Okay. I'm talking a little bit, so getting a little, you know, not thinking about those things too well. What I was trying to say earlier, though, is if one of your allies is close to death, obviously if you get closer to them, I'm gonna pop my ult here.
This is real firepower.
Since your healing bullets have to travel to heal them, let's get away from Star-Lord's ult. Okay. Since your healing bullets have to travel to get to them, to heal them, in a pinch, you can heal them faster by dashing to them just to close that gap, and then you're gonna heal them just a little bit faster. And a lot of times that half-second difference is gonna be what it is that saves your tank and then stops them from snowballing against you, and you losing the game. So this time I'm going to try to focus a little bit more, maybe talk a little bit less, and try to show you maybe some better positioning.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. Remember, you can spray stuff.
How much you want for it?
Very important to spray things. You know, you can do your emote. There you go.
Come on. You're killing me, kid.
You can put your B.R.B.
But I'd be careful if I were you.
Let your team get the
Battle 5, 4,
get the armor.
3.
It's also nice if you go into the battle with one of your
All you need to do is capture the mission area.
one of your jetpacks, so you have 3 dashes. Remember, I'm gonna call my B.R.B. again, so it goes on cooldown, and I'm gonna put it. Let's put it right here, somewhere safe.
It ain't cheap.
All right. So we're going into the battle.
There they are. They don't look
I'll
friendly.
patch you up.
Systems restart.
I'm just watching over my allies, keeping tabs on them.
Mission area is yours.
Everyone's kind of split up now, so, you know, as a rule of thumb, though, typically you want to be staying back, out of the way from the enemy's fire. You know, it's good to kind of look to the side, make sure that there's no, like, Black Panther coming to kill you. That's kind of your biggest worry, is enemy divers like Black Panther or Psylocke coming at you from the side where you don't see and just deleting you, right? But you need to be paying attention to footsteps. If you hear enemy footsteps, you need to immediately get ready to dash away and stay safe. Okay. Trying to keep them safe there. Let's try doing a little damage here. I almost dashed into that Iron Man ult, which you don't want. Remember, your ult does 40% additional damage, so you do... Okay, so right here, I'm gonna shoot one orb, and then shoot a little bit. I'm gonna shoot one orb, and then shoot a little bit. It doesn't do anything to have multiple orbs healing one target. It doesn't heal them anymore, okay? So if you have one there, you can shoot and do damage and heal at the same time. You're not gonna lose anything. So I'll shoot once, shoot a little bit, one healing orb, I'll shoot a little bit, one healing orb, shoot a little bit, okay? You don't have to do that, but... Okay. Remember to place your B.R.B. You hear Star-Lord ult, I'm gonna get out of the way. Just try to keep my allies alive. Okay, see, I could have healed him faster. That's my fault. Remember, you do a lot of damage. Try to aim for the head. Okay, so here our team is staggered, right? We only have 3 people here, so we don't want to engage. We're doing good here to just kind of stay back until our teammates arrive. Okay, powered through that and got the kill. Now, since we have numbers, we're gonna advance on the enemy team. Let's go ahead and use the ult here. Uh-oh. We're gonna get away from that storm ult. I missed the audio cue. Otherwise, I would have gotten away from that faster. Of course, she can spawn her ult pretty much anywhere she wants, relatively, so that's a tough one. You pretty much have to wait for her to cast it and then dash out. Let's get in here. Keep my guys healthy. Look at that. Great. I'm gonna try to... Okay, good. So we got that one. It's kind of hard to play and like talk at the same time. But what I wanted to talk about is you have to keep in mind you want to be looking for the times when you can deal damage effectively and safely, okay? Again, those times are going to be when your whole team is healed and they're not in danger, then you can shoot your damaging gun and get away with doing damage. Basically, if any of your allies are at risk of dying or they're hurt, then obviously you want to prioritize healing them because usually that's more important. Plus, they'll flame you if you don't heal them. Another situation which I'll try to show here is Rocket's really good at securing the kill on tanks, okay? An enemy tank who's sitting up in front, they're getting healed by their healers. They might get in this mindset where they think that they're safe, but if you suddenly just unleash a full clip onto their face, they're going to take a lot of damage, and a lot of times you will get that kill. Okay. Let's, this is kind of a tricky map where to put your B.R.B, so I'm going to put it over there. Let's try riding Groot a little bit here. Get that kill. Heal him.
Plant the flag, people. Target is captured.
Cannot shoot through Magneto's ult or shield. Okay. Let's use our ult here. Oh, nice. Nice. Jump back to whoa, what's she doing? Okay. So that's kind of the idea there. Let's see. Let's try to demonstrate a bit of using his dashes to escape danger, I guess. Or going up vertically. Oh, here. Okay, yeah. That's too bad. You can see we're sitting at 17k healing, which is pretty good for this stage in the game. And we have just 3,000 damage, but even if you don't have all like 10,000 damage, right? It doesn't matter if the damage that you are getting out is getting kills, okay? Even if you can have just 1,000 damage, but if the damage you're doing is securing kills, then that's good damage. Ooh. Okay, so I hope I thought that information out pretty good. I'm not used to talking while playing like that, but I think I covered everything pretty well. By the way, if you have any questions, please ask in comments and I'll get back to you super fast, to the best of my ability. Let's just take a peek here. I got decent healing off here. Got some damage off. This isn't the best example. I'll tell you, in my Grandmaster games, I'll get MVP sometimes even, which is very rare, but sometimes I'll even get MVP on Rocket, which is, again, very rare. But, there'll be games where I'll have 30 kills here, 45 assists, maybe 1 death because he's so hard to kill, Rocket. Maybe I'll have 10,000 damage, 40,000 healing in those long games. It's very possible to do all those things. So I implore you to try out Rocket and just have a blast playing. It'll be so much fun. Okay, so I wanted to show you my dirty secret, and that's that I play this game a lot. I have 19.8 hours of Rocket here. That's 105 matches played with 61 wins, and I just did the math, so that's a 58% win rate, almost 60%. And that is a good win rate, guys. If you have 60% or 58% win rate, that is really, really good, okay? You don't need 80% win rates. That would be just absurd. No one really has that, except for pro players who are teaming up with other pro players, okay? That's really the only time you should have 80% win rate. So 60% is that, that's huge. And even if you have 50% win rate, and you're learning every game, that's great too. The thing about Marvel Rivals is that you can actually climb an elo even if you have a 45% win rate, or even lower sometimes. Honestly, a lot of this game is just time spent, especially at these lower elos. So what I'm saying is, if you just put in the time, and your goal is to climb ranks, you can easily get up to gold or higher by just spamming games and trying to progress. And Rocket's one of the easiest ways to do it because he's pretty simple. He doesn't have a lot of crazy mechanics. You just need good positioning, guys. Okay, if you guys have made it this far, I want to thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please check out my other guides if you like this one or other videos. I do other kinds of content too. Please consider supporting me in any way that you feel reasonable, and I look forward to seeing you later on. Cheers.